they scan? You scan the QR code?
Go back.
Can you go back on screen? Okay. Yeah, so go ahead and check in, because we are taking attendance. Okay, everybody got the QR code? All right. So just a couple of housekeeping things. If you can refrain from side conversations while our presenter is presenting, and you'll have time to ask lots of questions. And if we run out of time at the end, will you be around after to hang out? Okay. So our speaker will be around after, that you can connect with her. If you can mute your phone, that would be terrific. And we are filming live on Facebook. We've got the camera there. So if you've got friends and family that are not here today and they would like to participate, go ahead and message them and have them log in, and they can participate too, and they can ask questions as we go. Thank you. And I want to thank our host, Mega Workplace. Pam and George own the building. Pam, do you want to say a few words? There's a mic right there. Oh,
welcome everybody. Thank you for coming out this morning. It's so good to see all the new faces and all the regulars. This is Mega Workplace. It was a vision of George's to have something that could have all the resources for our business community to tap into for growth. We have office suites and co-working and lots of events, so check out our calendar. There's lots of things that are always going on here. But we're very glad to have you guys here. Thank you.
Thanks, Pam. And maybe I wasn't listening. Did you say, Pam, that you have space for rent still here?
We do. We have one office left for rent, and then we have our dedicated desk.
So if you're looking for a desk, you just need to park it during the day when you're working, or you need office space. See Pam, and Pam, you do rent this out, right? You have one workshops on, so it's a great facility. So if you're looking to do a workshop or training.
And we also rent out conference rooms if you just want to get off-site for private conference rooms. We have that as well.
It's downstairs. It's very nice. Chairs that roll around. So you can do chair races. That's okay. So we've got our sponsors. Latona with Legacy Financial. She has provided the food. She's not here today, but when you see her, tell her thank you. And then we've got Foxtail Coffee is sponsoring our coffee this morning. So what is 1MC, 1 Million Cups? So this is a national organization. Is it even international, right? Is it international? Just national? Maybe? Okay. So if you were traveling, because we all like to go on vacation, right? Yeah, okay, I guess I'm the only one in the room. So when you're on vacation though, we're thinking about work, right? We try not to, but it happens, right? Yes, okay. And you want to meet other people out there wherever you're vacationing. You can go and look for a Million Cups chapter wherever you are traveling because it's national. And Ray and I have met people that they've done that. They've been on vacation and they look up the local chapter and they go. So you can do that. It's free to go. It's a pretty neat thing. So there's no cost to be here. So that's another cool benefit of coming. And there's no cost to present. So if you are looking to connect with other people in the community, or you've got friends, family, other people in Seminole County, I've been pulling people from Seminole County and Orange County, bring them over, because the next closest chapter is in Orange County. So it's a little bit of a drive. So have people come here. If you know people in South Lake, have them come to this chapter. And if you are an entrepreneur, you want to be an entrepreneur, you are in the right place. We are the spot for you here. Sorry, I think it must be me. So 1 Million Cups is presenters, not pitches, and it's connecting, not networking. So we're not here to hand out our cards like we're playing cards. We're here to connect with each other. So I really encourage you, if you meet some people that you think you might have some common interest in, or you might be able to connect them with other people, go meet with them for coffee. There's several of you that I've said, hey, let's meet for coffee and just bring over to Panero and just sit down and talk about it. It's amazing the connections you can make if you spend just 30 minutes meeting with somebody. So I highly encourage you to meet with people after our meeting today.
Hey Wendy, or they can meet at Foxtail and say thank you for.
Sorry, yeah, so if you go to Foxtail. Sorry, I don't drink coffee, I drink orange juice. So, like I could meet you at Publix and you get orange juice. So yes, you can go to Foxtail. Yes. Some of them have a cafe. Or you can buy the half-gallon fiber cups and then sit there and look at that. You could do that too. So, we have some first first time people here, so raise your hand. If you could stand up, introduce yourself, just your name and your company name. We need you to be lightning speed fast.
Robert Buckman with Florida Blue. I do health insurance, and if I can help you in any way, please reach out.
Thank you. Who else?
My name is Vlad, and I'm a manager of American Dream Kitchen Design.
Name and business.
My name is Lisa Green. I'm with Southern Touch Home Services. When you're remodeling, needing any home things that you need.
My name is Kimberly Gary. I have a non-medical transport company called Transport Express Solutions here in Eustis.
Welcome.
Michael Dominic, Lake Regional Urgent Care.
Hey, I'm Julie Carter, and I'm a mobile massage therapist.
Okay, welcome. Anybody else? Oh,
My name is Brendan. I own Narum and Smoke Exchange.
anybody else? Okay, well, welcome. We're glad that you're here. So come back next week, same time, same location, and bring your friends. So we are going to do we're going to do a giveaway here. We've got some nice swag. So did everybody put their business card in the bucket out there?
No.
No? Okay, we're going to pass that around. You can't win if you don't enter, so you got to put your card in. So I think, did Amanda grab that? So we're going to pass that around. Okay, yeah, so put your card in. And before I go to the next slide, I forgot to introduce, we've got a couple people in the room. We've got Monty and Ray from LEAD. So LEAD's right here, Lake Economic Area Development. We've got Jermaine from Lake County. Where's Jermaine? Oh, right here. And we've got Marie with the Eustis Chamber. So we've got some questions on the county, on Lake Economic Area Development, or the Chamber. See those folks. So if you would like to be a presenter up here, like I said, it's free to present. And we've got some repeat to our presenter today. She spoke how long ago? November last year. So we're going to get an update today and talk about some of her new challenges that she's having. But this is about what's keeping you up at night. Because we all do that, right? Yes, you're lying. And you're like, no, I'm perfect. Okay. So this is the place to come. If you've got business things that's keeping you up at night, or maybe you want to start a business. You've got this idea and you want to know, is this going to flip? Are people going to buy this? Are people into it? This is the place to come. Ask all of us. Because we all love to give our opinions, don't we? So we want to give ideas. So if you would like to get some feedback, find out if your idea is good, or maybe you're going to launch a new product or service and you want to know, will people like this, or what should I do? How should I take it into the market? This is the venue for it. So please come see one of us. We have the name tags on, and we can get you plugged in and get you on the calendar. Thank you. So the question of the day. So this is where we get audience participation. Okay, so you got to raise your hand. What's a hurdle you face launching your business, or one you've helped another business with? So a hurdle. We should have that music, like. Okay, who wants to participate first?
The thing I see most often is fear. Fear inside the business, fear of you're trying something new, fear of making a sales call, fear.
Okay, oh, give us your name and business name too.
Leslie Miserak, Get Courageous Executive Coaching.
Great. Okay, who else? That just stumped you? It's a hard question.
My biggest hurdle would be the connection, not having and meeting the right connection to launch my business in a positive direction.
For me, it was, I would say, hiring people. So when I started my own business, it was me by myself. And then I got to the point where I got busier and had to hire people, and that was probably my biggest challenge. Because if I liked you, I hired you. And so you need to dig a little deeper, go a little deeper with it, I learned.
Hello, I'm Natasha Fenbach with Wellness Wisdom. And the hurdle that I have faced the most has been figuring out how to get in front of the right people for what I do, because I do nutrition classes and cooking classes. And I found that through trial and error, I had to figure out which people I needed. And for me, it ended up being usually going to events and being a vendor and talking to people that got me the best results. So that was my hurdle.
Great.
Todd Hoodley, neighbors of Lake Eustis. A hurdle I faced from going and managing people at an office to being a self-employed is working from home. it's great and horrible. Especially all summer. My wife's a school teacher and my kids are home. It's really hard to just lock the office and ignore your family and get work done and make cold calls. So that's why we have awesome networking groups like this where you can meet people.
And the dogs barking, they got the TV on.
You know, Wendy, I think one of the most important things we can do, and what we do here, is connect people with the right people that will help their business, help them form their business, you know, connect them with the ones that can help structure their business and lead them forward where they're not just randomly going out there and throwing whatever they can throw against the wall and hope it sticks.
Lake Eustis Area Chamber of Commerce. We see people come in every day and some of them are in business, some of them are thinking about starting a business, and I think for us it's being able, those hurdles for them, and some of them, they don't even know that they're hurdles, is when we ask the questions and then we have them, we can offer the resources. We can connect them with the people that can help support whatever their endeavor is. And with the Mega Workplace being here, SBDC being here, LEAD being here, UCF being here, this is like a one-stop shop. So being able to offer just the resources and then hear about their hurdles and their problems and helping them solve those issues. And resource contact is the most helpful thing.
Great size with right roads and connection. This is gonna sound like off the wall, but I'm a big proponent of this, is that network with your own peers in your industry, because there's plenty of work to go around. They're not all in your area, but that is the best network, is collaborating with your peers that are not, with realtors. I'll help them out all day long because they're not gonna be doing, you know, coming up here or what have you, but that is one of the best ways. It's not competition. Don't think of your peers as competition, but collaboration, because they might be like, Mary's been in the mortgage business forever, so she could pass on some information to a newer person that's getting into the business. So, and people like to help and educate people. So
I would agree. Don't look at it as competition, it's collaboration. There's a million digital marketing agencies, and I partner with a lot of them, and we share clients and help each other.
Yeah, hi, Ray Ladies with Lead. So, long story short, so lived the corporate life, thought I was relatively intelligent. Because of that, got into my first small business. You just didn't know what you didn't know, and obviously this is in hindsight. So you didn't know the resources. Marie touched upon that, the resources of how to really get your mind set around what it means to own and really launch a small business. And so having those resources, having this type of venue where everyone in here is in business of some type and has positive and negative advice to share. And that is just so valuable. And again, in hindsight, didn't know anything, just did stuff, made tons of mistakes, whether it was just insurance. I remember hiring a lawyer because I didn't know necessarily how to incorporate. And just spending that money because I didn't know what to do. And just again, I think that the learning curve by this venue, everyone here sharing, it was just invaluable to getting people started. So.
Thank you.
Michelle Takeda, Mortgage Financial Group. I think a hurdle is not just time management, but like what specific groups you're going to and who you're connecting with. Because you could go to networking things all day, every day. If they're not the right fit for you, you're just in your risk.
Another hurdle is when you're starting out, like knowing what to work on. Like figuring out what is it that I need to be spending my time doing. And when you're a solopreneur, trying to do it all, trying to figure out and navigate that whole process. It's a lot.
One of my favorite things to help people with is understanding finances. So as a bookkeeper, I teach people how to understand their financial reports, or how to set up their QuickBooks, or how to set up if they're starting out in their business. So those are some of the hurdles that people face because not everybody knows, and they're a little intimidated by accounting and software and charts of accounts and things like that. So that's one of the things I love to do.
Thank you. Okay, we got time for two more. Two more.
Should keep it going. One of the things I had encountered was making sure to have the proper certifications. I deal with people services, so offering like equipment services. So not going out there just getting different certifications that might not meet the requirement for the state. So doing research on that, and then I think hard on things sometimes. So make sure I have a proper logo that represents my brand and what I want to present to the community.
You know, I think we all missed the mark because the first thing everybody needs to do is introduce somebody to John Doremus from SBDC. John's not here, but if he's watching, John, we got you.
The one that I help people with the most is thinking that there's a time to be ready when there's never a time that you're going to be ready. It's better to start than to constantly go through that process of trying to be perfect.
So to Jim's point, so two resources in this building is the UCF Incubator, and Kate, you can see Kate right there, short earlier, and John Doremus. John's not here, but John's with the SBDC. So those are two resources right there in this building. So I highly recommend talking with those folks. So, all right, we're going to move on to the next part here of our program. So the format, we have a speaker, Christina Carter with CC Insurance. She's going to speak for 20 minutes. So you're going to give us an update from where she spoke last time. She was here in November, and now her new things that are keeping her up at night. And then once she's finished, we're going to give her ideas on how she can solve those problems. So I encourage you to take some notes, because some of those ideas you might take back to your business and apply them. So let's give Christina a welcome.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you, 1 Million Cups, for having me here in Mega Workplace. Again, I am back for my second presentation. My name is Christina Carter with CC Insurance. Is this my little... Perfect. This is where I'm located. I've called this office home for the past 3 years. My office is located in Mount Dora in front of Waterman Village. I have a cute little office suite upstairs. Let's see a little bit about me. I moved to Lake County in 2004, just in time for hurricanes. Lots of them. I started working in the insurance industry in 2006. I worked for a State Farm agency in Fruitland Park. I worked at a total of 3 agencies over the course of 15 years. And in 2021, I decided to open my own business. I did it with a $15,000 investment and 0 management and 0 business owner experience. It's been, oh gosh, I always do this. A wild ride. Did I turn it off? Sorry. There we go. This is our office team. We have myself, Jennifer Robinson. She joined our team last year. She is our customer service specialist. She also helps our clients with their auto insurance. She is fantastic. She was in the Air Force for 8 years. She went to culinary school. She managed restaurants. And we're very thankful to have her. And Corwin is our newest member of the team. He was in phone sales, and then he also worked for Farmers Insurance and State Farm. So we're very thankful to have him. So when I came in November last year, I had some business goals, so I want to touch on those real quick. I wanted to boost my sales 50%, and I am proud to say that by the end of June this year, we surpassed our total sales the year before. I really wanted to enhance our customer experience, and having a great solid team, we're able to contact our clients regularly. follow up on renewals, make sure no payments get left behind. I set a goal to move my office in 2015, and I'm semi being forced to because my lease is restructuring, but I'm thrilled to announce in January I will be moving my office location to downtown Mount Dora, and Kaylee Smith with Hestia Legal is going to share her brand new office space with me and my team. So we are so excited for our new location. It'll be right on 5th Avenue next to like 5th Avenue Street or that area. So big changes coming in 2025. I had another goal to hire an additional employee in 2024, or 2026. Well, it came a little early, so I'm very excited to have Corbin on the team. We have definitely increased our number of direct-to-carrier appointments. When I presented last year, we had 6 homeowner companies. The beginning of January, I hit my 3-year mark and put out some appointment requests with different carriers. We now have 14 homeowner carriers. So we have a lot more options than we did last year. And I really think that presenting at 1 million cups gave me the courage and confidence to be able to go out and ask. And he appointed me, so I'm really, really proud and excited for that. And I wanted to increase my referral sources. And I have the same sources, but I think I've broadened them. I'm a strategic partner with the Women's Council of Realtors. I've been a strategic partner for the past couple years, but going to the events and meeting the realtors, I think they're really getting to know me better, and I've increased the number of realtors that are referring to me. I needed help last year with time management. And I still need help with time management. I had suggestions for block scheduling. I need to do more research on that because insurance is so hard. The phone's always ringing. I need help with time management. I wanted to increase my brand recognition and create new business referral partners. And I considered rebranding. Is CC Insurance a good agency name? I chose that because it's my initials and I didn't want to get stuck on, coming up with a perfect name and getting stuck in that rabbit hole. Some suggestions I received, they said that don't waste your time rebranding. You've already had this name for the past couple years. Stick with it and double down on it. So I'm proud. I'm proud to own my business. I'm proud my business represents me and my values, so we have not rebranded. I asked the audience what people want from their insurance agents, and they said that they wanted their policy reshop annually, so we do try to do that. We're at the mercy of rates out there, but we have definitely tried to stay in constant contact with our clients. And I had some suggestions to stay in connection with my clients by way of newsletters. So we have been working on that. Next slide. Oh, here's all my carriers that we have now. So we're really proud to have a great selection for our clients. And so my new goals this year is to increase auto sales. I plan on cross-selling. I've got a great foundation of homeowner insurance clients, so we do plan to cross-sell into auto insurance and try to get in touch with their clients and have them actually review their policies with me, understand their coverages. We want to upgrade our marketing material as well as participate in more community events and get more appointments with auto carriers and just enhance and embrace my referral partners. So help today. I'd really like to find a company, a business, gather some ideas about newsletters. I'm not a publisher, I'm not a writer, I would love some great ideas when it comes to newsletters and informational videos, as well as goal setting. We'll just stick to a couple of these today. Setting goals for my new employees, like keeping them on track and making sure we're all moving in the right direction. So, that's it.
So if you want to go ahead, raise your hand, and we'll start giving ideas to Christina.
So Christina, the one thought that I had, and just for some background, I knew Christina when she opened her office, and where she's grown over the last 4 years has been extremely impressive. But I think you're at the point now where you've got to hire some of this out, but start small. You know, don't jump into a $2,000 a month marketing budget. Start small with some of the smaller things, the newsletters, and just do a budget of even $200 a month. But that takes that off of your hands. With AI, all of that can be structured so easily. But my suggestion at this point where you are in your business, you have to start farming some of that out and having other companies do that for you.
Thank you.
I have found that Etsy has really good templates for like newsletters or things like that. Could be easy to quickly implement before you move forward if you need to. Sometimes that's a really great place to look.
I have a question about Etsy and downloading stuff onto your computer, because I tried to download an Excel worksheet for bookkeeping, and my computer hated it. Like, it would not let me, sometimes it wouldn't let me open it, then it would let me type things in. It thought it was spam, so IT help would be amazing too. You do? And computer help.
Well, what she said, I'll piggyback on that real quick. Whether it's Etsy or something else, it would be really amazing for you to just figure it out yourself to create your own kind of newsletter. Because when you get into some of this stuff with like calling someone to like do a little design for you and stuff, you can quickly exceed what your friend over here said, the $200 before you get anywhere with any of it. So that's good. But I did have a question for you. My question was, you said you reached your 50% goal this year. Would you mind sharing a little bit about how you were able to do that with your sales?
Yes, well, in January, I was able to get more carrier appointments. Appointments means that, the company is allowing me to write business with them. By having more options for people, I was able to write more business. It's been a good year for the independent agent on the homeowner side. Unfortunately, Farmers Insurance is leaving Florida. So that has left a lot of people without homeowners insurance and searching. We had our best month in February. We had over $100,000 in premiums sold. So that was a quarter of what I did the year before. So very, very exciting time.
Canva is another resource that you can use to create newsletters. That's what I use, and I know nothing about creating a newsletter, and I use that to create mine, and I'm just winging it and sending them out and growing as I get better at it.
Okay, thank you. I've tried, I've been in Canva, golly, I'm good at numbers.
Well, with Canva, what you do, it's great site for targeted connection. With Canva, there's YouTube videos on specific things, so just it's great. YouTube is awesome.
Yes.
And be very specific with it. If you want to do newsletters, Canva will have it.
Okay.
And AI is great. Put in your basic information, and just say newsletter, and then putting your basic prompts in there, and you'll get a nice letter. You don't have to write yourself.
Okay.
I do want to congratulate you. I met you when you first started, so I'm so happy for you. Flyers, brochures, and everything. Harry. And in regards to what you need to focus on is continue to do what you do well, and that is getting out there, getting more appointments with different insurance carriers, and bringing the business. And like he said, that you should definitely leverage out, and if your budget allows, slowly take stuff off your plate that's not your expertise.
Right. Oh, thank you so much.
Dr. Rolanda Qualls with QRX Consults. I have your goal setting strategy girl. Her name is Danielle Bailey, and she's actually out of Oklahoma, but she works online. I've been using her for the past year to get my goals, get my programs developed. She runs like a 90-day course based on the 12-week year, which is actually, instead of a year being your whole time frame to work in, you work in 3-month increments. You get things done faster, you get them done more efficiently, and you set up the block scheduling. And this will work for you, and you can also put your employees on there and set them up with different blocks. So that would be amazing. I will definitely get her information.
Thank you so much. I have one on for the goals and staying on track. Do you use a project management software at all? To like, so everybody sees what the initiatives are, like this is the goal for first quarter. Do you use anything like that so everybody knows it?
We have shared files, so it would be, you could definitely open a file folder and.
So that could be something. I use Trello. I don't know if anybody else here uses Trello. There's the free version and the paid version. I just use the free. And my staff, everybody can log in every day and see, okay, what are the initiatives for this week, and then the bigger picture. And you create cards in there. Okay. So it's called Trello. And it's, yeah, there's a free version, and I can show you how to use it. It's very simple, but that would be something. So they don't have to dive into the share drive. It's a web-based.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool, thank you.
Hi, congratulations on your success. Great problems to have.
Yeah.
But you know, one of the things that came to mind for me first is it's really easy to throw spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks, right? There's a lot of things up here that you want to do. I would really step backwards and build your strategy. What do you want your brand to look like? What do you want it, where do you want to go with it? And then start thinking about what are the actions that come next. Because some of these may not be things that really bring you the greatest value. Right. And definitely, as mentioned, kind of leverage tools, or more importantly, leverage others, because your time is probably much more valuable in the sales space, whereas whatever services you bring in should be making you money instead of just costing you money.
Okay, thank you.
I was going to recommend also for newsletters, look at your web hosting company. They usually have those tools already built into it. For example, I use Squarespace, and that's already there. If you don't have that option, I would say also look at Adobe Express. It's a lot like Canva, but there's a lot of AI tools in there, like you can cut out backgrounds and all that. And it also is geared not just for newsletters, but for other posts as well. You can easily take like an Instagram post and just reformat it for something else. So yeah, and also scheduling is absolutely critical, like someone else mentioned, because you want to have your whole year planned out. Like, okay, this month we're going to hit this month we're going to hit that. I used to do a lot of newsletters for an e-commerce company, and they have literally an entire year planned out. And now we can think about holidays and all that stuff. You know, oh, Labor Day weekend, like what are we going to talk about this week? That type of thing.
Okay, great, thank you.
Your web
It's through an insurance called Xywave. It's through an insurance company that specializes in insurance websites.
They might have newsletters, templates.
Yeah, I'll check with them on that. Thank you.
Hey, Devon, Foxmont Web Agency. Congratulations on the growth, by the way. In terms of delegation, I believe that should be the full force that you take. As business owners, we all fall into that trap of wanting to actually do it ourselves, learn the process, watch videos on it. I'll give you some solutions to number 1 and number 3 for less than $50. So for number 1, MailerLite is a free newsletter platform. The informational videos, you can use Synthesia. That is an AI training video creation, so you can just drop a PDF in there, some general information. You can even upload your face, and it'll create training videos as if you're the one speaking on it. Number 3, you can use platforms such as Upwork, Fiverr, and Freelancer. So you can use all of those platforms. You can get those things done for less than $20, maybe $10. And the form option, I'd say Google Forms is free.
Okay, thank you.
So we talked before the meeting, and I want to follow up on what Rolanda said. One thing with goals, it's great to have a 12-month goal, but you got to break them down. You don't run a marathon 26 miles at once. You run it 1 mile at a time. So we talked about a book named Traction. I mention this book all the time. It's a great book on how to structure your business, setting goals, breaking them down, having quarterly meetings, and then every 3 months you're reevaluating the goals. And then the time blocking, you just have to determine during your day what is your production time and what is your non-production time, and just set your calendar accordingly. And I know everybody is, I need it right now. They will conform to your schedule. So your calendar is running you instead of you running your calendar. You just got to set the goals and stick to them.
It's Lisa Southern Touch. With contacting your people, I know everybody usually goes to call or email. I would just text, because I know my generation for sure, unless I know there's an email coming in and I'm looking specifically for that email, I'm not checking it. And it's usually junk. And if it's a phone number that I don't have saved in my phone, I'm not answering it.
Right.
So a text message is gonna show up as a notification, they're gonna see it and have like a link maybe to your website that goes in, or a link, or just, hey, give us a call with the phone number and everything like that, instead of a call versus an email, because I feel like you're gonna get a better chance of actually getting in touch with people that way.
Okay.
So in today's technology.
So like a friendly, hey, your policy's coming up for renewal in a couple months, reach out to us if you.
Yeah, that's what I would suggest, because I know, I can't tell you every time I've checked my email, I'm like, oh, State Farm emailed me. Well, that was 3 months ago. Delete. So you're not checking unless you know there's an email. So just a text, just friendly, hey, your policy's coming up for renewal. If you would like to look for a new carrier or whatever, give us a call or shoot us a text if you have that option. So, or visit our website, whatever. But I feel like that would be a better chance for people to actually see it, as opposed to, because if you call me and I don't have the number saved, I'm not answering it. And if you leave me a voicemail, I may listen to it, I may not. We're all busy, we're doing summer, I may listen to it at 7 o'clock at night, and I got 2 kids, and I'm like, oh crap, I gotta call Christina back. And 3 days later, I'm like, oh crap, I haven't done that yet. But a text message is a notification, shows up on my phone, and I'm like, oh, let me call her real quick to get that done, and then just have the number listed, they can click in and go. So that's what I would suggest with today's day and age.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's texting platforms where you can schedule out as far as you want. So when you get a new policy, you use this, put a text follow up after 6 months, after 12 months, and it's done as soon as it's set up. Natasha.
So for creating more brand recognition, also Natasha Fenton, Wellness Festival. But what I would do is I would really create what the look is. So whatever your logo is, if it's certain colors that you always have to, 2 or 3 colors, I would make almost like a PDF format where it's, these are the colors I use, these are the fonts I use for the the 2 C's for your insurance, and then the insurance is in a different font. Have that structure so that anytime you're making anything, you're taking that exact, those colors, those fonts, always using it, so people start identifying, oh, blue and green means that this is her insurance agency, or whatever colors those are. If you use certain imagery like palm trees or stars, whatever it is, if you start making a list, and you can even, I like to use Canva a lot, but you can use Canva where it has a part where it's what is your brand imagery looking like, what colors go with what things, so anytime you start a new flyer or a new PDF, you can actually just import all of the things from your pre-established brand template. Right. And so that would be something really good for you. So if you want to get new signage at the office or at your new location that you're getting ready to open, that would be awesome, because then you already have the entire image set up for what you want everything to look like when it's your brand. So I hope that helps.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Harry, you definitely need to have a talk soon.
Hi, I've got a few things to share. So for time management, I highly recommend Notion. I type up notes for the meeting, and I'll add in, there were several platforms and recommendations that have been made. You'll get a copy of all those and those links as well. But I recommend Notion. I use it for all the nonprofits I help manage as well as my own business. And it does have a calendar option in it that does time blocking. You can color code, sends notifications to your phone. And it works on computer, desktop. It might be worth a shot. With your collateral aspect, for newsletter and video, I would, given the nature of your business, it's insurance. And what you say or convey in that. You're gonna wanna make sure if you do it yourself, if you outsource it, and especially if you have some section of the copywriting done with AI, that you review that very carefully for anything given. I don't know your type of licensing, but in real estate and marketing, there's things you can and cannot say. And so if you're outsourcing that, you want to have that approved, go over it twice, print it out before you go through and print anything.
Okay.
And given that you have a specialized website with a insurance-based, that they're just doing insurance, I would go there first as far as the newsletter because they already are familiar with what the laws are.
Okay, great, thank you. Yes, compliance is big.
Right, and it's double check.
Thank you.
John Waldman with Waldman Enterprises here. When you go to look at your goals, try to make them SMART goals. The acronym: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And you should do this for each function or department. I know you're small, so you're probably multiple people have multiple departments. But that way you can do these on a weekly basis and then chart them over time, and you can really see some trends, and they can be actionable, and they can be used to kind of assess your employees' productivity and how well they're doing as well.
Okay, great.
Smart metrics.
Smart metrics.
You had mentioned that you wanted to increase auto insurance sales. Who is your audience for that? Is it like car dealerships, or is it like general public looking for auto insurance?
So car dealerships would be great. I would love to get in front of more youthful drivers, people first getting their driver's license. When I worked at State Farm, that was one of my favorite parts of the job, was meeting the new drivers, talking about driver safety, and what can happen to your insurance once you're a bad driver. So I'd really love to get in front of more youthful drivers first time getting their license.
Follow-up question to that, like, so I guess like, as a consumer, what would make me call your company versus like Geico or something like these big companies? I'm assuming you have access to all of the insurances. Is that?
So our agency has 10 auto carriers that we write with. So when you call Geico, you're getting a quote from Geico. When you call State Farm, you're getting a quote from State Farm. We have access to more carriers. If we're not the best rate, I do recommend other agents, and with the client's permission or the prospect's permission, I even pass their information to, say, another State Farm agent. Hey, can you take a look at this for them? Like, our rates are really high. And it kind of takes that extra 15 minutes out of their day, and just want to help people out for sure.
I think that's a huge benefit. Instead of having to call Geico, Progressive, State Farm, I think that's a really good selling point. You should, if you haven't already, start focusing on selling that in.
Couple suggestions in regards to previous insurance. When you've done that, maybe
I have really good relationships with the other agencies where I've worked, so I have never tried to coach or anything on past
it's not
clients.
coaching, but I mean, it's just.
Yeah, I mean, if it was a friend, I'd call my old boss and say,
Sure.
hey Mike, my friend's policy is renewing, can I shop a policy? Our non-compete is well over, but I just always want to keep those good relationships.
Well, again, like I started with today in the first question, your peers in the industry, if they can't do it like a Geico or a State Farm, I would really, really have those relationships solid with them. Say, hey, if you can't do it, please pass it along and vice versa.
Definitely. For my business, insurance agents, local insurance agents have been one of my top 3 referral sources.
And believe it or not, texting has surpassed email now in communication.
Okay.
You're absolutely correct, especially with the millennials and the disease and all of them. So there are companies that I might know this. There are companies that have specifically texting and stuff, and the proper way of doing it, because you can get
Trouble, yeah.
in trouble. So I would highly advise you to go through a company that.
We just started with Dialpad. That was a growing pain this year because Jennifer and I were just passing the cell phone back and forth in the office, but now we have 3 people. So we got Dialpad where we're able to text, email, or not text and make phone calls from our laptops and transfer calls. So that's kind of cool. Took a couple months to figure it out, but we do have the texting capability and campaign capability through our phones. But I don't want to be spammy. Like, I hate, sale ad text messages. I hate that. I don't want to do that. Yeah.
Well, it's not necessarily spamming if
If it's just a
once
one
a
time,
year or once
yeah.
every 6 months. I'm not going to get aggravated with that.
Right.
I was going to say with your brand, I wouldn't suggest changing your name because that's been the name of your company since you started. But maybe look into recreating a logo, something that's going to catch people's attention. Who's going to go, I've heard of CC Insurance. Oh, I love that logo. That's great. Something that's going to catch people's attention. So when you put it on a flyer, you put it on an email, or you put it on, your car or anything like that, it's going to catch their eye. It's going to make them go, oh, I remember that. Something that's memorable.
Yes.
As opposed to change. I wouldn't change your name. Keep it because that's you and it's yours. So I would just change the logo.
Okay. Thank you.
We're making our way around.
Hello, I've known Christine for a while, and I'm from Farmers Roofing. And often, because she is a broker and I work with a lot of insurance policies, and they're a little tricky now, this is the one I refer to. So, she has so many, she's a broker, she has so many options to help you out with. So I just want to say I've watched you grow, and you are a remarkable speaker and person. So I applaud you for what you're doing, and you've got my support.
Thank you, Gina.
So a question for the group, and I'll get to you in just a minute, Mary. I know there's the affiliate board of realtors that we associate with the real estates that I know you're part of. Is there anything like that for car dealers? Where there's like a dealer association that you could get into? The other suggestion would be, since other agents are your best referral sources, do a monthly luncheon, get together with several of them and just share stories.
Christine, it's been fun watching you grow your business, and it's been fun seeing you at the WCR events and ROSC and things like that. So we provide financing for people purchasing homes, and they all need homeowners insurance. And we get quotes for people probably 99% of the time. And probably 90% of the time, the quote we get them is the company they end up going with. But it's interesting to me, like, no insurance companies market to me, except for one. And what they do is I get an email from them once a week, same day, same time, and it's just a snippet of something interesting in their industry, something that's informational. It's not a big old 5-page newsletter, it's nothing like that. So I think newsletters are good, maybe to send to your database of insured clients, just so you can stay in front of them, they remember you. But maybe for your referral sources, maybe not do the whole newsletter thing, maybe come up with like a informational nugget that we can use, because we need this information too. And get them to that, once a week, just a few sentences, email something like that.
Okay, great. Thank you. We have time for one more. Does anybody have any last minute?
Great job, Christina. And this is a nice progress report. I like to see growth. Would you say how much percentage you've grown since last time?
Well, we're on track to double our projection from last year. We're over $1 million in premium for our agency this annual term, so it's definitely almost double last year.
Can you get a round of applause for that? One last thing, may not be up here, may not have been touched upon. What can we as a community do for you?
Well, I would love more opportunities to do more events in the community. So I think that really just also falls on myself, like being proactive, looking for upcoming events, places where I can share literature and put like tents and yeah, just more community events. I look forward to participating in more of those. Thank you. Thank you, Jen, for always pushing me out of my comfort zone. Amazing things happen out here, but even though it's hard to do, I really appreciate you.
You've done an amazing job, so it's going to keep going.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so now we're going to open up to community announcements. So if anybody's got anything coming up in the next 2 weeks, we're going to keep it to 2 weeks. So just keep it brief because you're on the clock. So just tell us the event and date and time and where to go to get more information. So Marie.
Okay, this Sunday is our fundraiser for Sing for the Shield, and that is for our officers, our deputies from Lake County. Again, it is a karaoke night. It's supposed to be fun. Even if you don't sing, you might want to come and hear people who can sing and also people who cannot sing, which is the fun part. That's why I like to go. And don't make me sing. That is this Friday, Sunday. We do have flyers back here. There's a QR code on it. You can register there. The women's tea tomorrow, Saturday is the 14th for Hand in Hand. It is sold out, so that's a good thing. Black Bear is having a grand opening for their Tracer Golf, and that is the 18th, Wednesday the 18th, and it's an evening affair. It starts at, I believe, at 5, but come out and see what they've got going on. And Young Professionals, I have here the 24th, and they can speak to that. And then the 17th is also a boot camp that's being put on in the city of Eustis with UCF, and it will be at the Women's Club. Make sure you sign up for that. And then I also have a request from the high school. The business program there is doing the Incubator EDU program. Some of you are aware of that. Some of you do go over. They need speakers. They need mentors. I have a schedule here of what they need. If you can get with me, do some involvement, involve the students. Last year they won. And I think they won because of the input and the support from this community. They came over and they did their elevator pitch, basically is what it is, to us, and they did an excellent job. And we have a winner. Ours was the first place winner. So, and that's because of your support. So please come see me.
Thanks, Marie.
Marie, are all of those on the Eustis Chamber website?
Yes. I think we're into October. October's busy, so.
Hi, good morning. Kaylee Smith with Hestia Legal, but I am here to speak in my capacity as the newly elected board president for Bay Street Players, which is right down here at Eustis State Theater. Opening night is Friday of our new show season. It's the 50th season. We're really trying to do a lot of community reconnection, so come out, support your local theater, and come see Shakespeare in Hollywood, opening on Friday. Thank you.
All right, get to your feet. We got 2 dead mics.
Everybody's greatest asset is communication. Toastmasters every Monday at 1 West Orange. This coming Monday, we're going to be exploring improv. Be there at 5:30. And I clean Bay Street Theater. It's fabulous. Wait till you see the set.
Monday.
If you want to get connected with more events, this will take you to all the things, 1 Million Cups and Lead. We Make Lake Manufacturing. We just did the We Build Lake. Thank you for those that came out and engaged. There were about 40 attendants. I heard the food and drinks were good. I was on a flight to San Francisco, but I was only slightly envious. Everyone needs a business plan. I think throughout every presentation there are things that come up that are outlined in a business plan that you can refer to, that is fluid, that you can always alter as your business grows and pivots. So a free time to do that would be September 17th through the 19th. 10 Tuesdays, 2 hours, subject matter experts, and you get a nice graduate certificate from a Harvard Gold Standard course. All right, if you want to do that in just 3 hours and get free lunch, September 17th will be essentially the same thing of how to take your idea to the market. And there'll be legal information. Thank you to Hestia Legal. Thank you to Todd Headley and Wendy Taylor will be our marketing experts. And there'll be several others there. So definitely come out if you like free lunch or if you like to grow your business. Annual dinner. Tickets are in short supply. So there'll be 200 people there roughly. It's at Bella Colina, one of our nicest venues in Central Florida. Sam Black is the keynote speaker, who's the economic developer for Amazon. That's September 25th. Short list today. Oh, that's John. It's in October, so it doesn't count. If you have your own event, yeah, please add it here, and I'll add it to the leadinglake.com website.
Stephen Van Varick with the Lions Clubs of Central Florida. If anybody's interested in volunteering, we have a mass eyeglass sorting event down in Ocoee. It's a little drive from here, but we need lots of hands. We have hundreds of thousands of glasses we're trying to get sorted, and after that process, they get read at another club and back to our warehouse to be distributed, not only in the community, but around the world. So if you know anybody who needs volunteer hours, it would be a great opportunity. It's September 28th. It's a Saturday. We start at 9 a.m. and we go about to noon. Thank you.
High school kids can get volunteer hours?
Yes.
And this is for the ladies in the room. My birthday is Sunday, celebrating chapter 59. And I am having a birthday celebration, well not a celebration, but we're making candles at the Catholic Center Bar on Friday from 6 to 7:30. So if y'all want to come out and celebrate with me and make some candles and create your own scents, I welcome you to come and celebrate with me.
Great. Any other announcements? Okay, we're going to draw the door prize. Oh, you got an announcement?
Today is September 11th. Some of you guys weren't born yet, but the rest of us that were, I think we should have like a minute of silence. Remember?
Okay, thank you. Any other announcements? Going great? Okay, we're going to do the door prize. Christina's going to drop them. Michelle Churchett, the Mortgage Financial Group. Okay, come right down. All right, well, thank you everybody for coming today, and please spread the word. We will be back here next Wednesday from 8:30 to 10. And if you are looking for speakers, or if you're looking to be a speaker, let us know, and invite your friends, family, and everybody. Thank you. Oh, the picture. Okay, we're going to do a picture.